on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be talking about why it is so frustrating to watch the Chicago Bulls at this current time. Now, at the end of the day, what I talk about in this video is purely for this video. I still believe the Chicago Bulls can be a good team in the future. I still believe they could turn things around, but we played 14 games of our regular season thus far, and we've been so inconsistent that it has been incredibly frustrating. So today, I'm gonna kind of be talking about that, venting out my frustrations. I'm not completely over that game against Denver. I'd like to forget about it. I'd like it to go out of my memory, but at the end of the day, it's still fresh in my mind, and I guess that's why I'm making this type of video now. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to The Bulls Show. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls. Are they frustrating to watch in your eyes? And do you think things can change from here? That's going to be a big question that a lot of people will be asking in the future. If we still see inconsistent basketball 20, 30 games from now, do you believe there can be changes? Do you think we can make positive strides into the regular season and maybe get into more consistent play? More, play where we're winning basketball games and we're being very, very strong. I know this season is very early, and that's why I said at the start of the video, this is purely for this video. This is purely how I feel right now. But I do believe this season is still so far, there's still so much unwritten about this season. We still have so much we can talk about. So I'm not saying this in terms of the whole regular season, but right now, this Chicago Bulls team is so inconsistent that it's extremely frustrating. We've won some great games, we've lost some tough battles, we've gotten blown out twice at home, and I just don't know what to take away from the Chicago Bulls team right now, because there's so many mixed messages here. I don't know if we're going to be a good team, a bad team, an inconsistent team, a frustrating team, a positive team, a championship team. I genuinely do not know what I'm seeing from the Chicago Bulls team on a night-to-night basis. It just changes every single game. Next game against the Pelicans, we could very well blow this Pelicans team out the next game. I'm not saying we will. I hope that we will. But we may very well see it, and all of a sudden, you're still questioning this team. You're still having some hope about this team. Then we could potentially lose to Orlando, a team that we should be beating, and then you're going back into, thinking, man, this team is really frustrating to watch. It's just so inconsistent. You don't know which team's going to show up, and it just gets to you, ladies and gentlemen. It has gotten to me. I'm very, very frustrated, and I don't know what Chicago Bulls team I'm going to see from time to time, from game to game. That comes with injuries as well. I don't know which players are going to be healthy, which players return, which players sit on the bench. I don't know any of that either. I don't know which of our starters are going to decide to show up and which one of them are going to decide to not contribute that much. I don't know any of these things, and it is very frustrating. And I also feel like, to an extent, the frustration also comes from predictability as well. I mentioned this in the game reaction. We talked a lot about in the preseason, and I want people to keep on remembering this. We talked a lot about open play. We talked a lot about unpredictable offense. We talked about being a little bit more random on the offensive end. And all of a sudden right now, as we speak, I believe the Chicago Bulls are one of the most predictable teams in the NBA. At least our starting lineup is, because our bench has carried us this season. No question about it. I think our bench is extremely unpredictable. I think our bench really shows what I think our whole coaching staff wants to see from the starting lineup to the bench lineup. The unpredictability, the energy, the defense, the attacking the paint, the shooting the threes. Everything that our bench does, I feel like our coaching staff wants our starters to do. But our starters, they're talented. They're great players. DeMar is probably going to have another MVP caliber season, or at least he's going to get another great season. Zach LaVine is a max contract player, and he's going to get better from here. I believe that. Vucevic is in a contract year, and he's going to play well. I believe all these things. But I'm starting to believe now that they've become extremely predictable. And I feel like because of that, this Bulls team do suffer from time to time with how predictable we are. How isolation plays still are haunting the Chicago Bulls team till this day. We talked a lot about it last year, and I think we're talking a lot about it this year. How our turnover issues was a big talking point for 3 straight years now. We talked about it when this team wasn't very good. We talked about it last year, especially when Lonzo Ball was out, and we're talking about it now, ladies and gentlemen. This team has become very predictable in our offense, very predictable in our style of play, and I do not see randomness on the court. I do not see open play on the court, and that begins to have frustration, because that means we're relying on us being too good even if we're predictable. I've said this quite a lot too. I think predictability is fine. I think a lot of teams in the NBA are predictable. I think the Warriors are one example of this. I think they're a predictable team. We've seen them play for 6-7 years now, but they're too good. It doesn't matter if they're predictable because they're too good at what they do, and that's how they win championships. I thought the Cleveland team that beat the Warriors was very predictable, but at the end of the day, they were too good and no one could stop how they were playing. I think teams like, if you're looking at this current situation right now, I think teams like the Phoenix Suns are fairly predictable. And at the end of the day, they still win games because they're very, very good. The Bulls team is predictable. And I don't think we're good enough to be beating very great NBA teams on a consistent basis with us being predictable. I don't think we're that level of team yet. I hope we can get there. I hope with Lonzo Ball adding new, dilemmas into the team, we can become a very good team even if we are predictable. But at the end of the day, that predictability is something that the Bulls coaching staff never asked for. The coaching staff didn't want to see, but that still is something that we're seeing right now. So the frustration is there as well. The frustration really lies with everyone, except for our bench. Maybe you could argue small ball based on our bench, but for the most part, that's more on Billy Donovan, in my opinion, than just a bench lineup. They're just being told what to do and they have to play that way. I don't really blame that on the players, but a lot of our frustration comes from our starting lineup, comes from our style of play, comes from our coaching staff. And these are all things that a lot of people are still arguing right now that were arguing 2-3 months ago in the offseason as well. So a lot of things that are starting to come to light for the Chicago Bulls. There are quite a few number of answers now to a lot of the questions that we had in the offseason. And I don't think they're very positive answers. But to kind of end this video off, to kind of, I guess, hopefully see this frustration go away in the future, I really do believe in this team. And as predictable as it is, I still believe that there can still be things that can be done to change this team, and there can still be things that can be done to make this team improve, to make this team better. I think the fact that we have a solid bench will make us a good team in the future. I think if we were predictable with a crap bench, we would be tanking right now. In all honesty, that's how I feel. But I believe our bench is one of the best in the league. And I do think having them cover up some of our starters' mistakes already has put us in a good situation, even though we are minus 500. With Lonzo Ball coming back, I hope our starters can follow suit. And I hope we can start to see some culture shifts, some norms changed, and just get back to the team that we were at the beginning of last year, or last season, where we were very, very good. Yes, we were predictable, but we were so good. We were so good defensively, top 5 in defense. We were so good offensively, top 5 in offense, that we will be too good to overcome, even if we do become a bit predictable. I hope that's going to be the outcome. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Did this video make sense? Did it not make sense? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.